Hey, MD, glad to be visiting with you, my friend. Got to ask you, where are you at right now, and how's the off season going so far?
I'm back in Green Bay. Business is going great.
What's the most fun that you've had, MD, this off season? Any single thing, any trip that you took, maybe, or something that you did you'd like to share with our listeners?
I went out to California for about a week. Visit some family, spent time with family and friends out there. So that was the most exciting thing I did the off season.
Whereabouts in California, and what does an evening with MD Jennings and family and friends consist of? Do you play Trivial Pursuit? Do you get the Wii games out? What goes on?
I got family in Sacramento. We went to Lake Tahoe, and we traveled down to the Bay Area. Just playing games, like arcade games, stuff like that, going out to eat.
Tahoe's nice. Any skiing for you, MD, or is that off limits?
No skiing.
No skiing. Visiting with MD Jennings here on Sportsline. This is The Fan.
Hey, MD, you mentioned some of the stuff you did this off-season. How much time did you give yourself off before you kind of got back into the workouts and into NFL mode?
Like the first 2 weeks, I just kind of laid around, did light stretching and, a little bit of walking and jogging, no major lifting or anything like that. But after that, it was right back to the basics.
Does your diet stay the same at that time, or do you let yourself maybe have a little fun and indulge during that time too?
I cheat a little bit.
You cheat a little bit, okay.
Yeah, drink some sweet tea, eat some things I wouldn't eat during the season.
Well, see, for me, it's Cheetos, and I get all that orange stuff all over the place. What is your indulgence? Give me a couple of items that are on the banned list, except for that time when MD has a little bit of fun.
Like I said, sweet tea, a lot of junk food. I like chocolate and stuff. Mr. Good Bars.
Mr. Good Bars, little sweet tooth there.
See, don't look at it as cheating. You got to look at it as it's a reward for being so good during the season.
Yeah, you can look at it that way.
When you kick it back in, does that start on a Monday morning? I've always been curious when you say, okay, it's enough a little bit of lounging, at least your version of it. I'm sure you're still working some, but when you decide to kick it in gear after those 2 weeks, MD, what is kind of your mechanism, or what's the mindset that gets you going to know when to start pushing a little bit?
Man, for me, it's always like right after the Super Bowl. Right after the Super Bowl, I'm like, okay, it's time to start back working out and get back in shape, get ready for the off-season program, and start preparing for the season.
Visiting with MD Jennings, Packer safety here on The Fan. Chris Hobble, Chris Turlop. In the off-season workouts, some goals that may have set for yourself, and where are you at in trying to reach those goals, whether it's reps at a certain weight or a time or just conditioning, that kind of thing. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I focus more on the conditioning and flexibility, try to make sure hamstrings and quads and stuff like that, very flexible, don't have strains or nothing during the season. And, just always try to put on some weight and, try to get quicker and faster.
On with MD Jennings. MD, Packers didn't have a very busy offseason, but one of the big moves that they did make was Charles Woodson was released. Now, you guys had some time without him when he was injured, but what's it going to be like going back in the locker room without him in the organization?
No, he was a great leader. We talk about it all the time. You just got to be, prepared next man up. We're young on the back end, so we just got to, everybody step the game up. We all got to be leaders and, either lead or follow and be able to do both.
Visiting with MD Jennings, Packers safety here on The Fan. Okay, so if I heard someone say, hey, you know what, they need an afternoon host there on The Fan on sports, I'd be like, come on, what do you mean now you need an afternoon host? What do you think, what do you feel when you hear a Packer fan say, or one of the quote-unquote experts say, yeah, Packers, they need a safety? What kind of thoughts go through your mind?
It really just make that chip on your shoulder just a little bigger. Feel like they think that you're capable of getting the job done on the back end, so it kind of keeps you going.
So use it as motivation.
Yeah, exactly.
Does that have anything to do with how you welcome new guys when they come in to the locker room once they're a teammate? I'm always curious about that because you're teammates, but you're also competitors.
Yeah, we're competitors. We don't look at anyone like, he come to take my job. I look at it as, they're here to make us better. Competition brings out the best in everyone, so, we're going to need the the best men on the roster come September and get ready to go get a Lombardi Trophy.
Visiting with MD Jennings, Packers safety here on Sportsline. This is the fan. DJ Smith released a failed physical, according to reports. Just your thoughts on DJ Smith and just this tough business of pro football.
It's a tough business. DJ is a great guy. I love him. I talk to DJ all the time. But like you said, it's a tough business. It's the nature of the beast.
With MD Jennings, Packers safety. MD, you were undrafted. What was the draft process like for you leading up to the draft, the day of the draft, and then after getting on with some team, getting some workouts? Kind of just walk us through that for you a couple years ago.
Yeah, the draft process, it takes a lot out of you, especially not being drafted. But, sitting on the couch, watching the last pick, your name is not called. It makes that chip, like I said, so much bigger. And, as soon as the lockout was over, I was on the plane to Green Bay, and, just thinking, like, I'm not going home. I can't go back home. I'm going to make it. And it's almost 3 years now I've been in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that gives you an edge over some of the other guys that may have been taken in the draft because you have that extra motivation?
Jamar and myself, Jamar and Lattimore,
mm-hmm.
and I talk about that a lot. I think, being an undrafted player makes you a lot hungrier because you know what it feels like to, be sitting at home with no team, especially for us with the lockout. So we were basically just sitting there for, 2.5, 3 months, or maybe even longer, wondering, like, man, am I working out for nothing? Or, not having a team, it makes you a lot hungrier.
Visiting with Packers third-year safety MD Jennings here on the fan. What can you tell us about the off-season workouts, maybe in terms of attendance, in terms of how you felt, maybe some other players? Anybody catch your eye in particular that you thought looked good?
We got a great attendance. Most of the guys are back. We're all out there competing and trying to get better.
Clay Matthews, I don't know if he's offering any low-interest loans these days, but just your thoughts on the Claymaker and the news of his contract and how the Packers are still able to be competitive but pay top-end guys too.
Yeah, Clay is a great guy. Everything he got, I feel Clay deserves it. I don't know anyone that would argue with that. But, Clay is a great guy. And, I think he deserves the deal, and like you said, I think it's a lot more to come, with the Packers and, with the draft coming up, so we'll see how it plays out.
Now with MD Jennings of the Green Bay Packers. MD, how often have you thought about that San Francisco 49ers game ending last season, and what do you think about opening the season with them once again?
I think it's a good place to start the season. Like you said, it ended there, so we'll just pick back up right there in San Francisco and get the 2013 season rolling.
Hey, MD, thanks for visiting with us. Now, where can your fans follow you, MD, if they want to go toward the social media or wherever? How do they follow MD Jennings?
MD_Jennings.
MD_Jennings. There you go. Good stuff. Hey, I really appreciate you taking the time and visiting with us, and look forward to seeing you as you get ready for the season, man.
All right, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
bet.
MD.
MD Jennings, Packers safety here on The Fan. There you go.